Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing really well. You may notice I am in a different location today. I'm actually in my bedroom because the lighting is just so much better. It's very good lighting in here, and I wish I could film in here all the time, but it's not really set up for fashion videos and stuff. But I needed some good lighting today because it's actually going to be a makeup video, and I don't think I've ever done a makeup video on this channel before, at least not in recent years anyway, but I thought I'd give it a go. I've had a couple of comments in the past of people just asking me about what I use and basically what my everyday makeup routine is. And when I say comments, I mean like maybe 2 or something, but you know, I will take those suggestions, and here we are, we're doing a makeup video. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing that I've always done. I sometimes change up my makeup looks for the season. I might do a slightly different blush or lipstick or something. So yeah, this is what I've been doing for spring. I've also got quite a few new makeup products recently, and I have used them a couple of times so far and really love them. So everything I'm using I very much recommend, but I will tell you what the new things are as we go along. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one. I hope this lighting's okay. It's very bright in here. It's also very hot because I'm sat right by the window and it's really sunny. But yeah, hopefully it's not too bright. I'm just having a look in the viewfinder. I think it's okay. This is the best option I've got anyway. So I'm actually just gonna start with a bit of lip balm. I've already done my skincare. I've just done moisturiser and SPF. If you want to see what I do skincare wise, then just leave me a comment and maybe I can do that in a vlog or something. This is the Summer Fridays Sweet Mint Lip Balm. Absolutely love this. I was never gonna buy into the hype of the Summer Fridays lip balms because obviously they are expensive for a lip balm, but they're just so good, and yeah, unfortunately, I really like them. So I'm gonna start with my like primer, glowy base kind of thing. It's like a 2-in-1. It's the Saie Star Glow, and that's the shade, and then it's just called the Glowy Super Gel. I really like this. This is one of the new things that I picked up. Did I need it? No, I just wanted to try it. So I'm gonna just dab a little bit on my forehead. Try not to look in the viewfinder too much, but I don't have a mirror, so if you catch me glancing off into the viewfinder, that's why. Okay, I've got a little mirror now, so if I'm looking this way, that's why. I really like this. It just makes such a difference. It makes your skin look so healthy, and it just gives you a lovely glow. The Star Glow is it's kind of hard to describe the colour actually. It's not bronzy, it's not pink, it's just kind of like a iridescent silver. Kind of like a pinky-ish, very light pink kind of glow. It doesn't really give you a tint of any kind. It's pretty sheer, and yeah, just gives you a really nice fresh glow. It also just works as a primer as well. How nice is this weather, by the way? We've had like a week, maybe even more, of just non-stop sunshine. I love it. Spring is my favourite season. I mean, I love the transitional seasons in general, but I feel like spring, it's just the world's coming to life, and oh, I love it so much. We're gonna go in with yet more glow, and this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I really like this. I replaced my Charlotte Tilbury one with this because it's just as good. I mean, it's actually better, and it's like £15. Might be slightly more now because I got this maybe like a year ago, so maybe they've upped the price. I don't know, but this is the shade light medium. It's number 3, and yeah, it's so good. You can wear this on its own. You don't need foundation or like a skin tint or anything with it because it just makes your skin look so glowy and healthy. And you definitely don't need this and the Saie Star Glow, but you know, I really like the glow. So how many times have I said glow? So I just do a little bit on the tops of my cheekbones, on my chin, and then my head. And then I'm gonna use my Saie base brush, I think this is, and just blend it out. if you're in the market or on the market, if you're looking for a new foundation brush, I would highly recommend this one. It's so good. It just melts in your makeup so well. It's really soft. It's a very, very good brush. I spent a good 5 minutes looking for my foundation. It was right at the very bottom of my makeup bag. I even went back into my office room and just looked under my desk and in my drawers, and it was there the whole time. So this is the YSL new skin tint, Bare Look Tint. That's what it looks like. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with this, to be honest. I actually really, really do like it, but when I first got it, which was maybe last summer, I feel like my skin wasn't really taking very well to it, and I think my skin was just a bit kind of dehydrated, and I had a few breakouts and that kind of thing. I just felt like it looked a bit patchy at times, and you know, like sometimes you also have to find the right brush that works with a product, because it's quite a liquidy skin tint. And I think the brushes I was using, I think it was my Refy brush that I used with it. I felt like it just didn't blend it out as well. It made it look a bit streaky, and yeah, the two were just not compatible. However, I have since started using it again. I've been using it for a while and I actually really love it. My skin is better in general, and I've used this brush with it. I've used 1 or 2 others, and yeah, it's a very, very nice skin tint. Just really great for every day. Just melts into the skin really well. Doesn't actually go patchy on me anymore. And yeah, that's all there is to say about it, to be honest. It's just really nice. Onto eyebrows. I just use the NYX brow pencil. It's the micro brow pencil, and I think it's in the shade maybe dark brown. Oh, it's ash brown, that's what it's called. And I don't really do too much to my eyebrows, to be honest. I've always been quite lucky with my brows. I didn't overpluck them too much when I was younger, because my mum did that with her brows when she was younger, so she always told me not to. And yeah, luckily the only kind of thing I had going on was just a bit of a like monobrow situation, which I did used to pluck a lot because it was quite obvious, and obviously as a teenager I didn't want a monobrow. So I did used to pluck that, but the rest of my eyebrows were usually okay, and they didn't need much doing to them, and it's the same now. So basically just filling around the edges just to make them look a bit tidier. And that's kind of it. Sometimes if I'm feeling like I want a stronger brow look, I might line underneath. Sorry, this is really close. I feel like I'm really invading your personal space here, but sometimes if I want a stronger brow look, I'll go under and create like a bit of a stronger line, but we're not going to do that today. I'm just going to keep it looking fairly natural. I've got 2 brow gels that I like using, both from Refy, and just kind of depends what mood I'm in, to be honest. We've got the brow tint, which is in the shade Deep Brown, and I really like this. It doesn't make your brows look so dark. It's not a really obvious difference, but it just gives you a little bit of colour. And sometimes I use this on no makeup days, like no makeup days, especially if I'm just working from home and I can't really be bothered doing much. It's quite nice to just sort of whack this on, and it just gives your brows a bit of definition. But if I don't feel like using that, which I'm not going to today, I will just use the Refy Brow Sculpt, which I very much do like. So try not to go for too much of a laminated look. Basically just try and hold them in place. My brows grow downwards, they're not upward facing brows, so I do have to put a little bit of work in to actually get them to stay. And then I'll use the sculpting brush, or whatever it's called, to flatten them down. And then, I don't think you can really see on camera, but you get well, I get a few kind of stray hairs that don't sit very uniform. So I just basically clean them up, and it stops them looking really laminated as well. I don't look like I've been electrocuted, hopefully. Moving on to concealer. I've used the same concealer for many years. It's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and it is the shade Madeline. I feel like my shade range has very much changed over the years depending on how tanned I've been, and yeah, I've had some very tanned times in my my youth. So yeah, we are the shade Madeline. I feel like it's also very hard to guess your undertones or work out your undertones. I feel like I'm quite neutral. I'm not particularly warm toned and I'm not particularly cool either. But one of the ways that I feel like it's quite obvious to work out is through your concealer, because it can either look quite kind of grey or pinky under your eyes if you get something that's too cool, and then quite yellow if you get something that's too warm. And I've definitely had both ends of those scales over the years, and I feel like I've managed to work out a good shade for me, which is Madeline. So I'm gonna bob a little bit under my eyes. Sometimes I do this before eye makeup and before bronzer and blush. The word just completely left my brain then. And then sometimes I do it after. There's no set way that I do makeup. I've got a really big spot there, that's annoying. I just kind of see where the wind takes me. Just gonna sit and let this soak in for a minute. Okay, let's blend this out now. I'm using the Rare Beauty concealer brush. Really like this. I've had it for a very long time, well, not a very long time, I've had it for a year or two maybe, but I like how it's angled and it's quite dense as well. So yeah, really like this. Got a few blemishes to cover as well. I usually do a couple of coats of concealer under my eyes, so I think what I might do is move on to bronzer and blush, and then we'll come back with a second layer of concealer. I just do two very small layers. I don't know if it makes a difference, but in my head it does. Another one of the new makeup items I got was this Makeup by Mario bronzer, and it's a powder bronzer. And I thought this would be good for the spring summer. I've got a really great cream bronzer, which is the Refy one. It's in the shade Dune, and I nearly used all of it. It's a really great bronzer. But I thought I'd get a powder one for the summer because I am a bit of an oily girly, so the powder feels like that's probably good for summer, spring, summer. And then I'm gonna use a, what is it? BH Cosmetics. And I don't know what it's called, but it's just a powder brush. But it's a really good one. It's a good shape for doing bronzer. This is very pigmented as well. It's the shade Light Medium, by the way. And I feel like this is a good hybrid between a contour and a bronzer, because I don't really do contour. I kind of just do a bit of bronzer on the cheekbones and that sort of does the job, but this isn't too orange. Then I usually just take the excess and just pop it across my forehead. What do you guys have planned for the spring summer? Let me know. I've got some really exciting things coming up. It's actually my 30th birthday in July. I've probably said this in a video as well. I feel like I've said it a few times, but whether those clips have made the internet, I don't know. But yeah, I'm 30 in July, and so is my boyfriend as well. So we've got a couple of holidays planned. Lots going on. Very excited, feel very lucky to be going on quite a few trips as well. Yeah, it's quite a big year, which is really nice. Lots of things to look forward to. So I think I'm gonna do a few bits of travel content and really enjoy doing that. So I'm definitely gonna make the most of being away and filming things and try and do a few videos. I might do a few things on Instagram as well. Also, what kind of social media do you guys use? Because I feel like I'm really moving away from TikTok. The more I go on it, the more I realise that the age gap between the people I'm watching, and I do watch a few people that are my age and a bit older as well, but I feel like the majority of the content on there just feels like it's way too young for me now, and yeah, I just don't find myself enjoying it as much. I'm kind of going like back to Instagram. It's definitely a harder platform to grow on, and yeah, I don't know, do people use Instagram anymore? I don't know, let me know in the comments, because I try and have like a secondary platform, and I've gone back and forth between TikTok and Instagram, and I've settled on Instagram because it just feels more like the place I would want to put videos out, because just not really too keen on TikTok. But yeah, I don't know, let me know. So onto blush. I really like the Nude Sticks blushes. I've got a couple of these now, and I got another one recently in my little beauty order, and this is the shade Sun-Kissed Pink, and I've got hair on my face, it's very tickly. Anyway, sorry about that. This is the shade Sun-Kissed Pink, and it's quite a bright pink, but it's not so bright. I'm going to use that, and I tend to, there was a time, and this feels really rogue now, but I used to just dot it onto my face, and somehow it didn't make my makeup lift, or it didn't make it streaky or anything. Like it's really good, it's very blendable, but that just feels really rogue to me now. I've learned more since then. So I'm gonna take this Rare Beauty angled brush, I'm not sure what the name of it is, and I'm just gonna dab a bit on. Not loads, little at a time, build it up. And I'm gonna pop it just on the high points. Do a bit on the nose as well. Sometimes if it looks a little bit too pink, or if it's not blended properly, I'll just go back in with my foundation brush and, sorry, that's not very useful, is it? Just perfect. I'll just go back in with my foundation brush and just blend it out ever so slightly, and it usually just diffuses it. Let's move on to eyeshadow. So pulling out a real vintage classic, although this is actually kind of new to me. I have had it a couple of years, but it's still new. And yeah, it's the Naked Basics 2 palette, but it's lovely. It's kind of just what I wanted, just a really good matte eyeshadow kind of palette. Like I'm not really bothered about doing anything too elaborate or fancy with my eyes. So yeah, basically. So I'm just gonna use, I'm gonna do, I think, I normally do kind of a mix of a couple. So I think we'll do Frisk and Primal. No, we're gonna do Just Cover. Yeah, and basically, I don't do it all over the lid because I've got quite a big eye space, and you can see all of my eyelid. So if I wear quite a lot of eyeshadow, I kind of look like I've just been punched in the face. It's really obvious on me. I just look like I'm wearing too much. So I usually do kind of like half an eyelid worth of eyeshadow just to make it look a bit more subtle. So it's almost like a diffused eyeliner. Yeah, there we go. And might just tidy the inner corners up. I also really like using the Fenty Snap Shadow palette. This is number 1. Sorry for the glare. And I will use, usually in the springtime, this shimmery pink colour, which is the shade Simmer Down. But I thought it might clash a little bit with my green top today. I didn't want to do too much pink, so I thought I'd just go for like a muted brown sort of shade. Curl my lashes. What shows are you guys watching at the moment? I was really obsessed with Severance, and it's now finished a couple of weeks ago. It's absolutely incredible. It's the best TV show I've watched in such a long time. It was genuinely fantastic. If you have Apple TV, I would highly recommend. Season 2 is the one that has just finished, and it's renewed for season 3. I don't know when it'll come out, but hopefully not too long. But it was incredible. I've also just started watching The Studio with Seth Rogen. I think that's Apple TV as well. I'm not sure. Dan put it on. I have no idea. But I've only watched one episode, but I thoroughly enjoyed that as well. It feels like that's going to be a nice kind of light-hearted, comedic, low-effort show. But I could be wrong because I have only watched one episode. It feels like the storyline has potential to have a bit of drama and substance to it rather than it being really, really light-hearted. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying it so far. Oh, I also started watching, really late to the pie on this one, by the way. I started watching Nobody Wants This. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, but I am really loving that at the moment as well. It's a really good show. And also, Kristen, oh, I've just got mascara on my face. Damn it. I'll fix it in a minute. Kristen Bell's got some serious fashion going on. This mascara it's alright. I don't know, I feel like mascara is a tricky one. I don't feel like I've ever found one that I genuinely think is really, really good. I had the Benefit Bad Gal, but no, I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. I had that one, I loved it. I thought it looked really good on, but it smudged throughout the day and I would have mascara marks on my eyelid, so that was the problem with that. And then I've had various other, like, you know, L'Oreal ones, Rimmel ones or whatever, and I feel like they're all just kind of a bit meh. I just haven't found one that I really like, so if you have some good mascara recommendations, please do leave them in the comments. Okay, we are almost done. I'm going to set everything and then we'll finish off with lipstick, which is obviously the best part. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, which is just like a constant repurchase at this point, and it lasts so long. I've had this current one I got it as a Christmas present in 2023, and look how much is left. And I use it every time I do my makeup, which is, you know, a good few times a week. Not every single day, but very, very frequently. And it's basically full. I'm going to use this Saie brush for under my eyes. I'm not sure what this one's called, unfortunately, but it's a very kind of small pointed brush. I'll leave everything in the links below. Set pretty much everywhere because I do have quite oily skin, so I do need like full coverage. My favourite lip liner ever is the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude, and I think I need to sharpen that. I might be able to get away with this actually, but yeah, I absolutely love this lip liner. It is such a good pinky browny nude. It doesn't look too warm, doesn't look too cool, it's just right, it's just perfect. And it's a really good overlining shade, and it's just so useful for any lipstick because it just, I mean, for like my skin tone, it just completely blends in. It's a really good one. I learned a really good lip liner hack from someone on TikTok called Bennett, and basically you start lip lining from the inner corners and work upwards to your Cupid's bow rather than Cupid's bow to the inner corner, and it just makes your lips look a lot fuller when you line them. I think it just, I don't know, it just rounds them out a lot better. And yeah, it was a really useful tip. And then lipstick, I'm gonna use a Merit Beauty lipstick. These are my absolute favourite favourite lipsticks. They're so good. They just go on so seamlessly. They don't go dry or anything like that during the day. They glide on. They are wonderful. I absolutely love them. I love all the shades as well. I've actually got 3. And this is my newest one, which is the shade Baby. And it's just a bit more of a pinky shade. A pinky brown, if you will. And yeah, I'm going to use that today. Love it. And I think that's pretty much it. I might do a gloss or like just a lip balm. I think I'll do a bit of the Summer Fridays again, just for a little bit of Okay, so that's it for my everyday springy makeup look. This is kind of what I do on the weekends if I'm going out doing something nice. If I'm going out on an evening, I might do something slightly more dramatic with my eyeshadow perhaps, but generally this is kind of what I do most days. It's easy, it's the same routine really that I've done forever, so nothing much ever really changes apart from slight different colours of eyeshadows and lipsticks dependent on the season. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you liked this kind of video. I might do another one for my summer makeup routine, so yeah, let me know. I've also just done my hair and stuff as well, so I'm ready to go for the day. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Everything will be linked down in the description box as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!